Hello everyone, Specter here, and welcome to Star Citizen. Today we're going to talk about some issues that I encountered in Alpha 3.15. And so if you are a new player who going to join Star Citizen, or maybe you haven't played 3.15 yet as an old player, you might want to know about those issues first before you play the game, or maybe you prepare yourself when you're playing the game. All right, so yeah, so I will talk about some issues that I had encountered, and I also heard some players encounter it the same thing as well. Then I will talk about some issues that some players encountered. They spoke about it, but I didn't, or I couldn't um experience about those issues yet. Lastly would be talk about some problems that I say, but might it's not a big deal at all. All right, so so basically three parts in total. Okay. All right, so let's talk about some issues that I encounter first. Well, let's start with this minor issue first. Okay, it's the smaller thing. Well, first of all, it would be the ships. The ships, well, they explode without any reasons. Yep. So, for my case, when I was doing bounty missions and I finished killing all the targets already, at that time I was checking something, and it turns out, well, my ship exploded without any reasons. Probably it would be some sort of delay for the server to realize that I got a lot of damage. But well, I can say that I I mean no one hit me. Yeah, so I haven't even like being hit by the NPC, so it would be hard to imagine I got some sort of critical damage like that to cause my ship exploded. Yep, so and when I was talking to the chat room, and it turns out many players said that, well, their ships was exploded with, I mean, by different reasons. Okay, so sometimes when they landed, they left the ship, and all of a sudden they exploded. Okay, the ship exploded, and someone just when he or she left the hangar, and the ship exploded. So I think some issues is going on in 3.15, although I heard some of the issues, similar issues happened in 3.14 or before, but still, well, since 3.15 they added I mean the local inventory, the inventory system is changed. If your character was inside of the ship, just like what I did when I finished my bounty missions and the ship exploded. In that case, well, the gears on your character would be lost because there is no way for you to claim it. I mean, well, unless you remember where were you. But since in my case I finished the bounty missions already, so the marker would be gone. So basically, I have no, I cannot retrieve my body to like get back what I lost, which would be very very sad. All right. Um. Yep. So at that time when I was chatting with the other players, well, already two of them or three of them raised up and then raised up the same issue. So yep, and there's no way for you to kind of like encounter it because, well, this kind of bug is not really like you can, you can um fix it by yourself. Okay, so yep, just watch it. Or maybe I have some suggestion, which would be, well, if you are doing bounty missions, okay, or you're just simply traveling around the verse, try not to wear too much, or maybe try not to take too much gear on your character, because once the ship is something goes wrong with the ship and it blows up, at least one thing, all you lost would be your undersuit. And it seems like the undersuit would be free after you died, and like after your character died and then like revive in the hospital or the clinic, then CIG decided to give you one extra, a free undersuit. All right, so yeah, it would be better if you just wear your undersuit instead of like putting all of your armor and stuff, okay, to do bounty missions. I mean, ship to ship bounty missions, as well, those missions is not require you to like EVA around the verse, so there's no, I mean, no reason for you to wear too much gear, okay? Uh, Especially like in 3.15, if your character died, then you lost all of your gear, then yep, I would suggest you just keep your gears in your inventory instead of bringing it around the verse, okay? I mean, yeah, so just take those things out if you need it only, all right? So the second issue would be some items on your character would be lost when you log out. Yeah, so these issues I encountered it um at the first day. So at the first day of 3.15, when I log in and I try to buy some backpack and stuff, and then I bought a multi-tools, I went to mining, and the mining experience is good. Well, yeah, because you can sell your things directly through the backpack again, unlike 3.14. I will talk about it in the future videos, but well, the experience is great. All right. But when I came back and like log out, and when the time I logged back in, I found that all of my gear on my character was lost. Yeah, so they were lost. They were all gone. Yeah, so some players did have the same thing. All right. Well, just like in 3.14, sometimes your gear will be like stripped off from your character so that your character would be woke up with naked. I mean, they were naked when they were woke up. So it will not be that great in 3.15 because well, your gears is just gone. Well, I don't know why it would happen, but my suggestion to fix this one, I mean to avoid this kind of bug would be, well, when you log out, make sure you just put all of your things in your local inventory. Yep, so it would help because those inventory, they will keep your gears, okay? They won't be lost. But if you log out and your gears were on your character, then well, I don't know what is going on, but it seems like they would be lost forever. Yeah, when you log back in. So just try to remember when before you log out, make sure you strip everything off your character so that it would be, I mean, you won't lose anything from your character, okay? So, thirdly, which is the most important one, well, yes, I know that you guys really like shooting. So, I did a lot of bounty missions, and I found that a lot of issues when you're doing bounty missions. Now, first of all, well, you need to wait for a long time for your target to appear, because when you fly towards the marker, it seems like the marker is not going to update, and I mean, there's no enemy ships at all. Probably you need to wait for 30 seconds to few minutes in order to find your target. Okay, your target probably will be hiding somewhere else, your true target. Okay. Yeah. So it would spend you quite a long time to kind of like waiting for your target to appear. I think this issue is probably because a lot of players doing bounty missions and the server, it seems like it's not catching up for all the people's activity at the same time. So that might be the case. All right. Yeah. So my suggestion is, first of all, just wait. Okay. Some players did say that if you see the target and then, I mean, you can jump like away and then jump back in, and the target probably will appear. Well, I tried it, but it doesn't seem like the case. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. But yeah, all I can say is be patient. Okay, your target will appear somewhere. I mean, at some point. All right, while you're waiting. Secondly, it would be the marker is not going to update, or the mission itself is not going to update after you kill the target. Well, if the mission is not going to update, probably is because your marker is not wasn't updated yet. When you reach to the target point and the marker didn't update and locked to the ship, okay, the target. Yeah. So after you kill the target, it shows that, well, if you're lucky enough and took call to arms, then you might have some share about like dealing with piracy, so that you have some extra bonuses, credits, but it won't treat your mission is finished because, well, even though you killed the target already. Yeah, so my suggestion is, again, be patient and wait. Or maybe some players, again, they say that, well, if you see the target and the marker is not on the target, just jump away first and jump back in, and the target itself, I mean, the marker itself probably would be shown up on the target. Okay, will be locked on the target. I tried it before. Sometime it works, sometime it wasn't. Well, for most of the cases, I probably waited and waited until like the marker is updated, which decreased my efficiency to earn money in game. So you might want to consider about it when you're taking like bounty missions as your main career, starting from 3.15 to grind your capital. It might not be as fast as you thought. Okay, as you still need to some time to wait for your targets, which is nice. And the third one, which is the most hilarious thing happened to me, which is my target disappeared. Well, the phrase disappeared is not really show any kind of thing. I mean, it wasn't really disappear. It was there. Yeah. So when the time I engage, well, I encountered this issue one time only. All right. Touch wood. I just encountered it one time only. Lucky for me. Well, the whole thing, it was like when the time I hit the target, yes, the target itself turned to red, and the marker, well, it kind of on the target. No, I don't think it's on the target. Sorry. But okay, so you can see the target. Okay, and you're going to hit the target. The target fight back, of course, is very normal. But the one thing is not normal is, after I hit it for a while, it suddenly turned into white, and the whole screen was nothing. Yeah, so you can go through the enemy ship. Okay, the position, and then also like you can shoot through it instead of hitting on the target, but the target itself was there, which is not good because even if I like jump away and then jump back in, all right, still it's not working. Okay, so it would be quite sad for me to abandon my mission because of this kind of bug. Yep. So I hope it won't really affect too much on my reputation, because app reputation system will be improved in the following patches. I think in 3.15 is still not working that much, but still in the following patches, if you abandon missions, then probably it will affect your reputation quite a bit. All right, so just be aware of it. Okay, so yep. Let me talk about some issues. Okay, so all of the issues that I encountered would be finished. Okay, so let's talk about some issues that I haven't encountered it, but I heard about it. Okay, so the first one, is not that um important one. It would be someone stuck on the prospector. Yes, I heard some players already like complain about the prospector seat. Well, because in 3.15 PTU, it seems like someone stuck on the seat for quite a long time. They have no choice but to backspace themselves, or maybe they did something so that they can get it out from, I mean, get make their way out of the seat. I don't know what is going on. Yes, because I don't have the prospector right now, so I'm not so sure whether is keep happening or not. Well, the last time I checked, some players said that it's okay, some players say it's not. So, well, if you are trying to use a prospector for mining missions, you might want to consider it. There is something to like encounter this kind of bug, but it's too complicated to the point that I'm not so sure what he's talking about. So, yep, I would just simply suggest that, well, um, if you really use a prospector to mine, well, good luck with that, all right? Because I don't know how to encounter it at all. Okay, so at least one thing, if you use a prospector to like mining, your scanning, okay, so the scanning is good now. So you when you put the scanning mode on, and basically the content, okay, the ship's scanning mode, I mean scanning, okay, the scanner, okay, the content in in the rock would be very accurate this time. Okay, at least it's reasonable for me. It's not like 10,000 percentage. Okay, uh that's a good thing though, but the bad thing is, as I said, if you're stuck on a prospector, then it won't be good, especially in 3.15, as your gear might be lost forever. My suggestion is, well, yeah, I won't just, I mean, I can't really talk about how to encounter, but at least one thing, try not to bring too much things with you. That would be fine, okay? Once something goes on with your mining ship, then, well, yeah, at least you won't lose too much things. Well, the big issues is coming, which is someone dropped, fell, okay? They fell through the floor. Okay, so this kind of issues mainly is from were from the players who spawned themselves in Lorville. Yep, so if you choose your respawn point would be in Lorville, you probably need to be aware of it, because it seems like some players um like encountered some missing floors in Lorville when they were walking around and they fell, which they lost all of their gears, which is bad. All right, so yeah, and some players just said that when they woke up, press Y, and then all of a sudden they dropped through the wall, the floor, and then they died. All right, so this kind of issues mainly from the players who were in Lorville. Okay, the other planets I didn't heard about it, so be careful. Okay. All right, so the minor issues that I encounter, okay, hope CIG will fix it, but it's not. I mean, it's not a big deal anyway. First of all, it would be missing missiles. Yes, you cannot rearm your missiles again, so it's quite frustrating. Although some players did suggest that to kind of like un unarm it and rearm it, but it seems like it doesn't work for me. So sad about it. It might work for you guys, I don't know, but well, might have a you might need to prepare yourself that you cannot use any kind of missiles after respawning your ship. Okay, okay. The first time when you use the ship, it can rearm your ship, but the second time when you are like when you store the ship and put it back on, then your missiles will be gone. All right. So it probably, if you're doing bounty missions, every time you try to rearm your ship, then you might need to spend extra credits for that. As well, yeah. Uh, you don't have missiles, okay? Even if you pay the money. So second would be Port Olisar itself. Well, Port Olisar was supposed to be far, far away from Crusader, but after 3.15, they put Olisar very close to the Crusader. Okay, so they just put it above the Orison. All right, so it means that you can see daytime and nighttime at Port Olisar. Okay, nowadays. Well, the good side is, well, you have an easier time to go to Port Olisar, all right? Unless you are very unfortunate, you did something wrong and then your character died. If not, well, at least one thing you can stay at a Port Olisar for a bit, okay? It's easier for you to access your ships. Yeah, so and you don't have some killing elevators or bugged elevators, which is very nice at Port Olisar. However, if it's a nighttime, it will be a nightmare because, well, Port Olisar doesn't have much lighting, so you kind of guessing, okay, where you should land your ship. Well, if you call the landing surfaces and you can see the arrow thing, make sure you can see that rectangle as well or square as well. If not, well, you probably end up with the wrong side of the pad. So just be careful about it. And also, if you switch it back to after you know where you should land, just switch it to the third person mode. Usually third person mode will have a brighter screen so that you might have a better view about where you should land at Port Olisar. Okay, so these are the issues that I encounter, I heard of, or maybe some minor issues that is not really worth to mention about it in 3.15. Yeah, if you think, well, if you think this video is kind of helpful, feel free to leave a like. And just a reminder, in November, if you join Star Citizen by creating a new account and also purchasing the new starter pack, then you will, I mean, while you use someone's referral code, of course, then you can get the Argo cargo with an with a LTI token on it, so which would be very handy if you have some ships that you want to purchase, but you don't have the lifetime insurance thing on those ships. Then you can probably use the Argo cargo to um, like to um, upgrade it. All right. Yep. So yeah, that is it for today's video, and yeah, if you think I need to improve something or I speak something wrongly or you have some questions you want to ask, feel free to leave a comment down below, alright? So, yep, that is it. Okay, for today's video, and I shall see you guys next time then. Bye bye.